So we all know that our Indian government released the union budget for 2024 to 2025. We're gonna discuss about that. Firstly, what's your thought on that budget?
Uh, it is going to be really, really political. Like when you look at the budget, you can clearly see what the government is aiming at, right? Because it's the entire fiasco is to just be appeasing to a certain group and letting the another group just to float on themselves only. Like for states, like particularly for my state, from Maharashtra perspective, we are the most fucked up state in the union budget right now because we didn't get anything. We are the least. We got the least amount in all 28 states because like it's around 7,000 crores, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the funny thing is, we are the ones with the highest of taxes that the government is that we are paying to the government, right? Maharashtra. Even like in Tamil Nadu, I believe the same situation itself. Like
Yeah,
it's
here
like
also the
one of the
same thing
highest tax
happening.
paying. Ah, and still you are not getting what is like required for basic development, basic infrastructure, and to like if you are like taxing these particular regions according to whatever criteria we are using, we should understand that the businesses and the people of these particular states are the ones that are generating the wealth that you are distributing to the
Yeah, we
people.
are
So
the
we at
two.
least,
We are the
aha,
two states. We are giving so much of taxes by generating more income, but they
yes,
left over
yes.
as that is. Yeah.
Yes, Mumbai, Chennai are the places like the hubs. Hyderabad, Bangalore, these are the places that are driving the country right now. And if you don't get anything back, there is firstly no development. There would be stagnation because ultimately any state needs the support of the union, right?
Yeah.
The state government itself cannot sustain itself. So you need the support of the central government, despite you being immensely rich or having immense, you can say, resources at your disposal. Still, the involvement of the central government is of the most importance. So this is like just appeasement for like just to keep the government running, I will say.
And the union budget directly it's because of the due to the results, elections results. Mostly the south people are omitted like anything. Gujarat is
Mhm.
left over. Like our respected PM belongs to there.
Mhm.
It's directly it's intimating that election results it's in the on the union budget because the allies to make the
Yes,
government Bihar and
yes, actually.
AP actually got more funds just to develop a city. Bihar need that fund. I appreciate that for that because the improvement is needed. But as a person from Tamil Nadu, uh,
Andhra.
yeah, that's the thing is politically some things is there. Their respective
Political connection can be
yeah,
connected.
their
Yes.
respective chief minister is demanded that because they are the allies for forming the government, so they demanded for their people. That's good, but actually, as a central government, they should be uh, even for everyone. That is the point I am saying.
Inclusive,
Yeah,
inclusive. The budget should be underlined inclusive
yeah,
for every single state.
hmm,
Because you cannot be selective in the process of development, right?
yeah,
Inclusion of every single person, despite of their political allegiances, their backgrounds, their cultures, that does not imply that you will be discriminating among the states,
yeah,
right?
hmm,
And this is clearly, how we can say preferentialism. You are preferring particular states,
yeah.
right?
Just
This
like
is being
favoritism,
preferential.
as people says.
Ah, actually, it's like parents having a favorite child. You cannot have a favorite child. You have 28
but
children.
but
You have to feed them.
but like for example all the children is earning and giving back the salary but you are doing a favoritism means it's directly intimates in the
That is,
state. Actually we are paying the
that is
GST
the
for the central government.
we are the
Yeah,
we are the states that are running the
most
country,
contributing
bro.
things in the GST scheme.
Ah, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil
Kerala.
Nadu, even Telangana,
Yeah,
these are the states. These are the people, hardworking people of these states who are running the country right now. All the IT hubs are running based
Yeah.
on these 4 5 states. Everything, every major business is looking for these states, right? Even though we could say there are like different factors, still we are amongst the highest tax-paying states. We are the highest GST revenue generating states, and hence, if the government if should not be this short-sighted. Actually, this is very very
Yeah.
short-sightedness.
Yeah.
If you do not put capital investment in a state that is providing you with the funds that are running the entire country, then eventually you are going to run out of those particular funds only. This is very basic.
Mm. It's
Very basic.
it's like a
Yeah,
direct
it's basic economy.
it's like a direct statement that if you vote us and give us seat, we will be releasing fund for you. It's a direct
Even
statement.
ahead of Maharashtra, now it's very going to be very like a
Politically.
different sea of environment right now in Maharashtra,
Mm.
because we are going to have our state elections by the end of this year, right?
Mm.
So in
Yeah. Yeah.
2024,
The state
there's going
election
to
in
be the
Maharashtra.
Maharashtra state election, assembly
Mm.
elections, and being from Maharashtra, it's absolute drama. Like every single person who is like has the proper sense to understand politics
Mm.
is loving the drama right now, because the Maharashtra state politics has hit the lowest of all country, entire nation, and entire all times. Because right now we are the only state which has the same party in the government also and the same party in the opposition
Yeah. Yeah.
also,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not just one but two separate parties. So we have like NCP in the government also, and we have NCP in the opposition
It's a
also.
critical
We have
situation for for
Yeah,
you
we
guys.
have Shiv Sena in the government
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
So technically, the government is of Shiv Sena,
Mm.
yet the opposition is also Shiv Sena. So we are just being like, ha, bhai, we'll handle both. And it's the only state right now has two vice CMs. Like generally, state like one vice CM is also
Mm.
something, but we have two
Two.
because why not?
Why not? We can
It's
have whatever question we
entirely,
have.
yes, it's entirely crazy situation right now.
Mm.
And after the 2024 general elections,
Mm.
the entirety of this political scenario has changed drastically right now.
Yeah.
I really remember in my particular city only,
Mm.
from past 10 years, I remember the steady decline of the posters and the banners and like all of the politicians and the changing of the political style,
Political science.
how it changes from, let's say, the palm
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the clock and then to the flower, and again now right now I'm seeing the reverse transition. Right now we are seeing the flower turning into a hat and then something else only. So these trends are, and people are noticing, the
Mm.
people in the power are noticing this. And the biggest thing coming out of this notice, the thing that the government is noticing
Mm.
is the way they are treating the states. Right now, the way you provide something that is to be under your jurisdiction, right?
Mm.
The central government has the jurisdiction, the authority, not jurisdiction,
Yeah.
authority
Yeah.
to grant the states, the funds, right,
Mm.
for their development, for their issues, for whatever purpose the state government might require. Because ultimately, every single state is dependent on the central government for its financial matters
Yeah.
at much extent, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's totally
yes,
agreeable.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So this is basically you are crippling those states that are willing to stand against you,
Mm.
because the current regime has faced the toughest opposition from Maharashtra and from UP.
Mm.
So like the two biggest letdowns for the central government's 400 par
Yeah.
dream
Yeah.
were, yeah. So the 400 par dream was foiled by these two particular states, because they know South is
It's not
they can't
gonna.
conquer
Yeah.
South.
Yeah.
They can't conquer South because they are rational people, and that is what I admire most about. Like I've been to Tamil Nadu,
Mm.
and people are very rational. Like politics is politics.
Yeah,
Your religion is religion.
that's
Your
language is.
personal thoughts are personal thoughts. Yes. So this clear distinction is very important. But in states like in many other parts
Mm,
of Maharashtra also, it is not that distinct. Even the person is a moron,
mm,
but still he's like, if he's getting ticket from a particular party, people will still vote him, no matter what. So
mm.
that kind of mindset is very harmful.
Yeah, this mindset
And
should be changed
huh, hmm.
in the
But
people. Yeah.
but the change is steadily growing, right? And that reflected into the results
Yeah, we can
of
notice that
2024.
changes in the
Hmm.
election results. It's totally the
And
people
uh,
bringing up the statement like we know who to choose and we are refusing the things by using our rights. That is it.
uh, uh, so basically, this is what has happened. So the government is basically, I can say it's a basic, like a very rude word, but I'd say it's a kind of retribution by the central government. The favoritism towards certain states and retribution to certain
Said,
states.
yeah.
Because like some state is getting in the three-figure thousand, like
Hmm.
579 crore, 1,000 crore
Yeah,
rupees
yeah, yeah.
and 7,000 crore rupees.
There is
There's
a
no match,
drastic
no match,
difference from the
nothing.
height.
It is no comparison at all. You
Hmm.
look at this, you look at the population, you look at the scale of the state. Even though we say we have, if we say we can sustain on this budget for let's say
Yeah.
a certain amount of time, we are not saying that our government will collapse, our
Hmm.
infrastructure will collapse, but if you keep doing this persistently. That has been done in the previous decade also. Now the same thing has happened again also. So this will eventually degrade the entire ecosystem that is generating your funds, the
Hmm. Yeah.
central government's fund. And this is really, really harmful. And actually, only one word can describe it properly is short sighted.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
That is the exact word you can
Quote.
describe in this. Yeah, actually, people from we can sustain all the things, but the central government is responsible for the funds should be released for the nature calamities. That is the thing the state government can't afford, or suddenly they can't produce the funds. As from Tamil Nadu, we also know that period of November December is like a hell
Flood
for us.
control.
Actually, so much of flood will be there in the southern part and the coastal areas. For that, they should be releasing some funds. That is the specified thing we expect from the central government. Also, we have the rights to expect as even though out of 40, we didn't give anything to the ruling party in the central government. But actually, there is people who voted for them also. The result only changed, but the people here also having some support. Or right? Lastly, before 3 to 4 months, our respected PM went on a road journey just to in the first time ever in India, that too in Tamil Nadu.
Coimbatore.
Yeah, in Coimbatore. That's where he started. That too open road rally in the first time in his history, like as I remember, this is the first time, but it's casually it happened. I also visited there. I saw so many supporters for him, and so many not the supporters, he's like a celebrity now. I should say that followers, that is the
Fans.
exact
Fans.
word, because we people from south also like him, like in the ways he handling all the
Represents the country
yeah,
also in
handling the country
international
and
level.
having the friendship with other nations, that too is a respectable and appreciable one as a citizen of India.
Truly.
That is what we
Truly,
should
truly.
mention, because we are citizen of India, we are
Yes.
paying the tax, we are giving the every bill. While you are going to a restaurant or a coffee shop, anything, in that bill you can see SGST and CGST. What is that CGST? We are paying. Whether if you are not giving the fund, let us assume like that. If you are not giving the fund, you should not accept the CGST from us, right? But we are paying, so we will be asking the fund. The seats are not
Basically,
allocated because
yeah.
majority is different. People, election is a decision of mass people, right? It's not about the single person. They also got so much of
Truly.
actually in the history of elections, central government elections, MP elections. This year they got so much of vote counts in Tamil Nadu. Like the
higher
third
vote
party,
count. Yes.
the third most party to get so much of. So in some places they are the equal competitors. Finished as a second one, third one, not the first one. That is the problem in them actually.
Yeah, but they're gaining steam.
Yeah,
That is what
they
we are
are
trying to
getting,
say.
but now dealing just such this kind of budget, allocating this kind of things, it's reducing their uh,
Popularity.
yeah, popularity, and people will change. They are changing, we
Now,
know.
like certainly, these 2 points that you have mentioned are
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely vital. Like I have seen the situation, Chennai floods,
Hmm.
and it's been in news many a times.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's horrendous conditions, and something like this, us no one can predict,
Hmm.
right? These are something, even though we know this can happen,
We can
how
prevent.
it is going to happen, how it is going to happen,
Hmm.
and at what level of severity is going to hit us is unpredictable. And at this point, only the central government and the all resources of the central government and the authority of the central government is of the vitality. Like state government is
Hmm.
also responsible, but
Yeah.
at a scale of such massive, let's say, destruction or disturbances in entire
Hmm.
workings of a particular region, only the central government can intervene meaningfully in the situation. Right now, even in Maharashtra, also cities like Pune and Mumbai are completely flooded due to like the rains,
Yeah.
completely flooded.
Gujarat
Because
also is dealing some flood issues right now.
yeah,
Actually.
so these are managemental issues, but these are state level issues. But some bigger calamity, like a massive flood, like the previous one recently happened in Assam, right?
Hmm.
A
Yeah.
few days back, Assam is completely flooded right now. That is beyond the state government's like abilities,
Yeah.
and the central government has to step into it. And this is where these funds that they are allocating or any other kind of aids that the government is providing to the states is of vitality.
Hmm.
So this is really, really important. And these things should be considered in the particular equations also.
Yeah.
Next thing you mentioned about GST. So right now, if you earn money, you pay
Yeah.
GST. If you save money, you pay GST. If you
Actually.
invest money, you
Yeah.
also pay
Actually,
GST.
this
If you
investment.
spend money, you also pay GST.
Yeah, in that investment.
you do anything,
Yeah.
you do anything related to money, you have to pay taxes.
Yeah. In
So
that in that
when we are
in the topic of
so,
investment, we have so much of things to discuss. That too in a short term and long term, everything is hiked. The taxes were hiked. Like actually, in the overview of this union budget, we can see that they are giving us by reducing the custom duties, gold. We can they are giving, but actually they are taking from us. That is to the
actually,
in the long
it's
term.
just an illusion.
Yeah,
Just an illusion
just
to
give and
make
take
to
policy, but
make
actually
us
they are
to think
taking.
like, we are saving money at some at least something. But ultimately, on this, like, let's say we are not buying luxury items every
Yeah,
single day. We can't afford to buy. India is mostly middle class people.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need essentials, right? Food, like light, these basic things.
Basic
And
needs.
these taxes are majorly impacting these basic things.
Hmm.
And it is like you can say a passive deductory from our income passively. So when we buy something at a grander scale, let's say
Yeah.
gold or like high-end products,
Like
and you are reducing GST
Apple
on
products
that,
is
so
reduced.
that does not really matter because we are not buying it every single day. Huh?
Yeah.
Once in a year, once, twice in a year, we buy gold. Or
Hmm.
like a few couple of months, we go for luxury shopping, like just for a hunch.
Hmm.
But we have to go for grocery shopping every single month.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you are putting taxes on small things, even like pencil boxes and also pencils also,
Yeah.
and books and even dal chawal like
Hmm.
rice and dal, it is going to be really really difficult for every single person of like average means. Like if we are to believe whatever records are coming from the reports that are being published,
Hmm.
we are actually going backward in certain certain areas like the gross domestic income, even though it's slightly higher than previously, but the amount of people that are receiving aid from the government also, like
Actually,
the ration,
yeah.
right, ration system, that has gone subsequently higher. Like people who are under BPL also,
Mm.
they also like around. I don't remember. I read a report
Okay.
recently. The number of people that were below poverty line have like rebounded. Like the number has grown substantially higher in
Actually,
the last five
yeah,
years.
there is a
So
famous
this is,
dialogue in
huh,
cinema of superstar. The rich getting richer, the poor getting
richer,
poorer.
poor getting poorer. Absolutely
That is the
true.
thing
We are
I
seeing,
remember after the stats I noted in the reports kind of things. So actually that movie came long back ago. But the
but
situation still
it was very very meaningful.
yeah.
I believe you are like you have read of the reports. I believe so.
Hmm.
You must be aware like the recent Ambani wedding, right?
Yeah.
The
The
most
biggest
extravagant wedding in the entire
wherever you
world.
go, you can see only Ambani's family wedding, social
Everything.
medias, news channels, everywhere.
Even social media also.
Yeah.
There happened separate train crashes in the same period,
Yeah, I heard
but
about
the
that. Yeah.
bigger poster was for the Ambani wedding, and you have some small news somewhere in the corner that
Hmm.
people have so people have died in this particular crash. There was like a big poster of Anand Ambani feeding elephants, and then there was a small poster in the corner that Assam people are dying due to the floods. So this is basically you're valuing the life of people based on how much money they've got. This is the
Yeah,
same, like
but
equating the same thing.
actually the regular people who are drinking chai or having some snacks daily, they are paying much more tax than the Ambani family. That is the point.
Much more substantially higher
So yeah,
taxes.
they are
Even
giving the more percentage for the country.
the wedding cost everyone, every single person higher charges from the telecom companies. Like I
Yeah,
am a Airtel user, I
Geo.
still have to pay higher money. I have to say, yeah, like because your operator increased your charges, so
Yeah,
my operator has to be competitive and also increase the charges.
we are
This
waiting
is
for
not fair.
we are waiting for the BSNL to come. But that's a good news for us. Like the Tata groups joined with the BSNL.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a
yeah.
point
But
we are expecting from them for a good policy so that the people can back to the normal stuffs.
because right now after COVID situation, basically every single person is on like internet
Internet
phones.
phones. Yeah.
Even the person with minimal means is also having an internet phone, and it has become a necessity for many people. Like even the one who delivers milk, the milkman
Hmm.
also,
Hmm.
he also like has the mobile app where he enters like how many houses he has
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
been delivering how much. So these things also they need.
Hmm.
But a 800 rupee recharge for 3 months or 500 rupee recharge for 1 month is something they can't afford.
Yeah.
If they are earning, let's say,
The basic
10,000 rupees,
actually the
huh?
basic recharge plan also it's getting increasing.
Okay, so the entire economic situation has gone very convoluted,
Hmm.
one-sided. Even say a certain group of people are being favored over, rather they be for a particular group of families, particular states, or particular individuals even, and the entire populace is being just squeezed out for their money.
Hmm.
We can't say anything else. Like so, this system is if you really look into it, it's not sustainable in the slightest, because this is going to create problems in the long term future for
Hmm.
every single person who is not in the first category,
Yeah.
and this is going to be really
So
problematic.
just like a priority they are giving for the people around the country. So
And
yeah, we have discussed all the negatives, so much of negatives actually. But as a Indian citizen, you should mention some positives in that budget. We have some positive points there. Like the students are getting so much of good things, like government funded internships with the stipend. They are
Hmm.
giving so much of things in this budget, and also the employment that is also getting increased. That is a appreciable point for the students' purpose. Mostly the middle class people think gold is their savings. So reducing the tax for the gold is a good initiative for the
Good
people to
strategy.
save money in the form of gold in the jewel format. Like the Apple products are getting reduced so that the people who wish to buy a Apple phones or Apple products to travel Dubai and buy, they can now buy in India itself. That is a favor for some sort of people who can afford for a travel to Dubai and buy things.
I'll get a new iPad out of this at least.
Yeah, it's a polished positive things for some people because
Targets a particular group.
yeah,
Uh, if you have a mean to buy a gold product or a product that is considered luxury product, that's like an iPhone. iPhone is still considered
yeah,
a luxury product. Even if you go for the cheapest iPhone also, it is still going to cost you at least 30K.
yeah, yeah.
So if you are in that particular range of economic earnings or means,
Mm,
you are getting some benefits.
yeah,
But think of those people who are not into that frame. There are millions of people in India, even seen jewelry shop, how it looks like
yeah. That
right now.
is that's
Those people are getting nothing out of this.
mm,
But they're still paying taxes in form of whatever products they're buying, right?
yeah,
Let's say a worker with minimum wage worker, right? Let's say 750 rupees, 500 rupees per day worker.
yeah. Just
Are we?
yeah,
Yeah.
still earning a three-digit money per day.
Hmm.
Still, the people are there. Daily wages
Yeah.
people are there.
Yes. So these people, do you expect them to, let's say, aha, wow, the gold price has gone down, let's go buy gold. They can't do that.
They're not gonna do.
Okay, now, wow, the iPhone prices are dropped. Like Apple products are cheaper now. Let's go buy an iPhone. They can't. They still have to. They still have to
Compromise their
struggle for their
necessary
survival.
needs.
Struggle for their survival
Yeah.
right now. And these people are getting nothing out of this. And this is really, that is more concerning than ever.
This is what
Because,
hurting, lefting
hmm,
out the some region of people, not a region, some part of people is
part of
really hurting.
entire parts of society.
Yeah.
And this is very hurtful.
Hmm.
In even the long run also. There, the number of students getting dropped out of school has also increased due to this particular scenario. Because
Because they
these
can't
people,
afford for that.
huh,
You can say
in,
that now the educations are free in so that you can, but what they will do if they go and study in a school and having the lunch there itself, how the people around their family will have lunch? You can't afford to
yeah,
family, right? You can only
if you
afford to
you
the
can't afford
person
to
who
feed
can
yourself
study.
only,
Yeah,
how are you going to take
but
care of the
actually
family?
as a person, let us assume like one boy is having some low income in their family.
Mhm,
Let us assume like his father is a daily wager who earns around below 500 per day. Let us assume like that. He has
mhm,
a sister also, like younger sister or elder sister, whatever. He wishing to study. The government providing a free education all around the country, so he can go and study and have the lunch there, and he can come back. But actually, how their mother, his mother or sister, gonna have the same lunch? They're not gonna have. So the boy will decide straight away to drop the school and work for their family.
go work somewhere and then provide for his
Yeah,
family.
he will be having more responsibility as he is watching his father's struggling more, so
Hard
he
work.
always wish to help him, but he doesn't know that study will gonna help him. But in this education system we should mention that everyone is not getting the employment, so he can't get into the risk and also watch his family to struggle. That's why the school dropouts are increasing, I guess.
This scenario is actually truly very, very, very implicative of what the current situation is right now.
Mm.
Because firstly, there is right now, the government has no clue how many people there are in the country. They are still having the census of 2011. Like, it's been more than 15 years, almost 13, 14 years,
Yeah.
right? and how much the population has gone up, how many people have died, how many have perished in the pandemic
Mm.
also. And if you don't have a figure, I don't reckon you have the ability to provide basic whatever requirements these people at the lower levels of the society need, because you don't know how many are there.
Mm.
If you know I need to feed 10 people, then you can arrange accordingly, right? But if you don't know how many people you are going to feed, then how are you going to cook for them?
Yeah.
Right? If there are going to be guests at your place and you know that there are going to be 10 people arriving at your place, you
Mm.
will proportion whatever you're cooking for them accordingly, right? But if you don't know even how many people are going to come, how are you going to proportion it? And you cannot
Yeah, yeah.
ensure that every single person is getting fed properly.
The data should be
This is
updated
basically,
every time.
yes,
As the
yes,
voters
yes.
list is getting updated, this list also should be updated.
Truly, truly,
Yeah.
truly. But these stalling on behalf, like, there might be some internal issue that can be
Yeah.
understandable, but the government should take this initiative to understand the situation
Mm.
of these people of menial means and be more proactive in helping these people. Because even though the rich people are representing the country and running the economies and giving jobs to millions of people, ultimately they don't make up for the entire country.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the entire country constitutes of the people who are in desperate need
Mm.
from the government. है ना?
Yeah.
And when we see such kind of preferentialism, you provide preference to a particular group,
Mm.
and certain groups are being neglected. This creates a very dangerous scenario,
Mm.
because ultimately, for the stability of a particular regime, you need the approval of these people,
Yeah.
right? And if you don't provide for them, if you ignore them long enough, they will rebel.
100% voting should be there. Then only we can know what actually the people thinks,
And
because
it's the
it's like they are
power
neglecting,
of people.
they are
Democracy is
neglecting
made
that
out of people.
I am the one person is suffering. So what my vote gonna change the world? Nothing gonna change. They are thinking like that, but actually it will change. That is the result we seen this year. That's why I'm happy for that. Even though the opposition party not gained the position, it's like that's there is a two parties, the major parties. Let us assume like they are the two major parties. If
They
you
tighten the screw
yeah,
for the ruling party.
if you are having a hate in this party, the people are straight away going to that party. That is totally wrong, in my opinion. But actually,
And
there are,
similar to the US situation,
yeah,
similar to the US situation.
they doesn't aware of what and all the promises that the different parties are giving, because they are focusing on their life. Already their life is in a struggle way, so they should
They
focus
don't
on
have a
that.
time to think
Think
about this
about that. So
entire
they actually the
situation.
all the central people, like normal people, should consider that they are voting for the opposition party means they are opposing the ruling party. That is the point. But actually they are not opting for the opposition party, because if once the 100% voting happen in India, then we can know whether the people are choosing the right one, or they are opposing the ruling party, or they are selecting the new party rather than these top two heads in country. So
Because
yeah.
the basic democratic system of India is not two-party system. Like,
Yeah.
we are not in US,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
don't have Democrats and we don't have Republicans, right?
Yeah.
We have multiple parties, we have multiple
But
choices,
people doesn't
but
aware.
people are out of the stigma
Mm.
and like some kind of like my forefather voted for this particular party, so I'm going to do the same thing.
They are not ready
This is
to
also
search for
yeah,
that, search and
change.
read for
Ah.
that, because they are actually they are not having that much time in this busy world. So that's why it's like a no voters day is like a normal days. They consider voting day is as an holiday, so that
Holiday.
they can vote for the morning. Or some workers are having the half day working, so they are
Many workers have half days.
like many companies are not giving full day leave na for the voting.
Mm-hmm.
So some they will be having a half day. They are considering it as a government holiday, so that you can take rest in home just by putting the vote in the machine. Whoever you want, you have so much of buttons in that. But the people doesn't know. Let us assume it's in 10 buttons in there. 10 different parties is there. 10 different people is standing for your position. But actually, we don't know who is standing. We are just pressing the button by seeing
The
the
same,
logo
actually.
symbol. The two in the top two parties. Actually, most of them is doing. If you are opposing the ruling party, just you are pressing the opposition party. You not even considering what and all party are people standing below. Because voters machine also after like that, number one will be the ruling party, number two will be the opposition party, and three, four, five like that. It's depend on the most popular people or most reigned people. That's how the system is there. So the people should sit or watch what and all options is there, what and all parties there, what promises they are giving to us as a citizen. Mostly the parties are not satisfying all the promises, but they will be trying to, because if new party come means they want to stand up for long time means they should keep up their promises. That's the first and foremost thing for the newer party. In Kerala, we seen a one seat for the ruling party.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one of the actor from Kerala gained that seat, but Kerala is left over in this budget. That is a sad thing
Completely.
for.
Completely.
Actually, they are getting responses from people from south. Actually, they are growing up their what
Supporters.
followers are uh, yeah, supporters. Actually, supporters. So many supporters there. Apart from their policies and promises, so many supporters were there. Actually, it should be mentioned as where, because after this budget words are sharing between the people, and we also discussing these things. This will make the people to think why we supported them. Actually, this is the hurtful thing who voted for that particular party. The people will think the person, let us assume that one person is voting for the ruling party. His mindset will be what will be his mindset? I voted for you, but you left over my state. That is how
Actually.
the common people who voted for that party will think. It's nothing to say in this. Actually, we after this we should discuss about some positive points if it was there. Let
If
us.
you are,
Yeah.
the point being grave or any.
Yeah. At the end, we should be talking about the positive, because think
We
positive and end
tried,
it positive.
you
Yeah, I
tried
tried.
pointing.
Actually, I
I have
tried.
nothing to say. I have nothing to say about it. I'm completely neutral. But I won't say anything positive either because I have been ranting about
Yeah.
it. Because I haven't found anything that is remotely amiable for
Mm.
at least for my particular situation right now. And I believe the frustration that I share right
Mm.
now as a recent graduate, as a person who has started recently working, and a person has just got into taxation and
Yeah.
everything, it is getting
Actually, we are
extremely
getting into
frustrating
tax
for me.
section new, but you are seeing this much of bombs for us while entering itself. It's hurtful.
Yes, actually. I have nothing positive to say from my end, I'll say. Because I am being completely biased about it. So the funny thing was, we had this very, very, very sweet old lady working for us.
Okay.
Her name is Champa Maushi,
Okay.
Champa Flarneta.
Ah.
So basically, the entire political landscape of Maharashtra I explained you a couple of minutes ago, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
the our Champa Maushi, she's
Hmm.
like a very sweet old lady. She works for us for like almost 24 years.
Hmm.
And over her life, she has voted for only one political party ever.
Hmm.
She hasn't voted for any other party for
Okay.
like forever,
Hmm.
right? And something happened this year in our constituency. The INC collaborated with SS, Shiv
Yeah, yeah,
Sena,
yeah.
with of Uddhav Thackeray, right? So the Thackeray faction and Indian National Congress were at one end, and the ruling party and the Shinde faction was at other end, right? So the SS decided to run for this particular constituency,
Okay.
and hence the candidate for SS and INC fought on the logo of SS. Uh,
Okay.
so the election logo for the candidate was a flaming torch, right?
Okay. Ah.
And so our Champa Moshi was not aware of this entire happenings,
Okay.
and she went to the polling booth, right?
Okay.
And they're like small help desks there, right?
Yeah.
So people from different parties like try and tell people like which candidate is of which party and which one you should vote. Like pursue it. Many a times there are people standing over there, right?
Yeah.
So she found a guy and she asked, which is the Congress button? Yeah. So he told her to press button number one, right?
Okay.
So click the button number one.
Okay.
So when she entered the booth, she saw the list. She didn't find the ad. She looked it for a couple of times. She didn't find the ad.
Okay.
So she got panicked and she clicked on the button. The only logo that she knew was the bow and arrow.
Oh.
It's the Shiva Sena
Yeah.
bow
Yeah.
and arrow. So the other faction, the faction with the ruling party, Shinde faction with the bow and arrow, and then she clicked on it and she came out. And after a couple of days, when the results were declared, she told us, I voted for Congress and everything. So she told us out of pride and everything.
Ah.
Okay. And then the election day results came, and she was sitting there, and she was watching the results with us. And she look, the guy I voted for is voting. That's not the guy of the Congress. So when we told her about this, she was so annoyed. She was like, for a complete 4 days, she used to come at her place and she used to firstly apologize, like, what happened with me? I shouldn't have done that and
Yeah.
everything. And then she used to start ranting about whatever happened when the state government is doing that, doing this, doing that, doing this. So it was a complete comedy fiasco for 4 days
Yeah.
entirely.
But actually, in this, we should note that the people are not aware. Most of the people,
Yes,
we
yes.
know this situation and this story.
Internal workings of these
Yeah.
parties and
Most
collaborations. These
that
people,
should be.
these people are very innocent of this. They don't know what is
It
happening in
seems
this
like
big
to be
party
funny for
system.
us, actually, but it's not actually funny for the country. That is what we need to mention here.
Right,
It's
right.
for by looking at this, we should be know that we should take the responsibilities to educate the people around us.
Educate these people, right?
Around us. That's all we can do for now. Actually, for now, as just now we graduated and getting into the taxation. Just this is what we can do by educating the people around us. That much, at least during the electing voting times. That is enough from our side. Also, the social media, that is the biggest thing. They should also try to educate the people in their way of expressing the things. But actually, they are not doing. Mostly, the paid promotions are coming.
Not to stretch it for a long time. Just we should understand these particular happenings, right? What the government is doing for us, what we are doing for the government, and what is the role of every single person in this entire scenario. So this is very important for every single person to understand where we stand,
Yeah.
what are our rights, what are our duties. And as far as we were discussing about social media, so there's going to be a recent bill that is really concerning, and many are big people in social media are actually trying to make people aware of it, and what situation that it can create. Like this bill, if passes in the parliament, it will enable the ruling government to control what kind of content that is being put on these social media platforms, like Instagram, like YouTube. like Twitter or X or whatever on Facebook. So this bill will give the government an entirety of control over these social media platforms where creators will be obligated to post something that is deemed proper and appropriate by the central government.
Yeah.
And this is actually very, very scary. Like, if we here are speaking about something that we don't like, let's say I particularly express strong opinions about the shortcomings of the current government's union budget, right? But if at all this particular social media bill passes to the parliament, uh, we might not be able to publish this with people, right? Because it might be labeled under some breach or something of this particular bill. And that is really scary and
Yeah.
concerning at the same time. Because it hampers the way people express their discontent for particular issues with the central government is social media. And if you are trying to curb this, this is going to be really, really problematic.
Yeah.
So just this last thing was just food for thought. Maybe we could make another edition of this conversation on this particular topic, maybe. So uh, we just need to understand where we stand in everything. People during voting also, during the normal functioning of the government also, we should understand where we stand in the government. These people who are representing us in the center are basically there for us. है ना?
Yeah.
And it is us for who they are working or they're creating bills. It's not the other way around. So this dynamic should be kept in mind every single time when a person votes. Because ultimately whatever they do, whatever the center do, it is going to affect us. And if we keep that in mind, so our action on the day of election and whatever throughout affects us indirectly in some
Yeah.
way when the government acts in a certain way which is not pleasant for yourself. So one should understand this only. That's what like I suggest. Not my perspective.
Yeah. For the people who is watching or who is going to watch in future, I just need to say one thing for them. Like, you have so much of work in your life, or busy schedule, or you are fully occupied, whatever it is. Just 2 days or 3 days before the election, just go through what the policies and promises given by the parties that people should know before the election, essential things they should know, and this basic research is enough to choose the right person at your place. That is what when we are choosing the right person in our place, automatically everyone will be choosing the right person for their places. Then it's getting together, it will be like the right person will be ruling our country or governing our country, not a ruling. It's not a ruling, it's the word I should not mention. Governing the government of India, the right people will come when people start the basic research. That too, 3 days is enough. 2 days is enough before the election day. That is what I
Certainly.
wanted to say to the people who is going to elect in future, over 18, whoever watching. Just keep this in mind, and just do the basic research and teach everyone around you, and make the better life for the people who doesn't know and doesn't aware of what actually happening in the government.
Absolutely.
So in that way, if we actually we need another set of day to discuss all the things what actually happening in the government. That is the thing in the union budget.
We got a bit off topic right
Yeah,
now, but
actually we get into so much into election, but actually we started for the union budget, where it's directly giving that the statement election is affecting the budget. The
so
government is saying that you are a state, or you are the people who holds Aadhaar card, and you are the citizen of India, you should pay the taxes for the government, both state and central. but lefting out as like that the people who less favorite for them in the mean of election is totally unfair. That too, the states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka, actually some part of Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. These five states is less prioritized. That is the word I want to mention. So if you
Mhm.
are receiving all the taxes from us, we should receive all the funds from you. That's it.
Basic, एकदम absolutely correct.
Hmm. Thank you for joining
Yes,
in this particular thing.
yes.
I basically want to discuss this union budget because it's a budget for India. So people
Mhm,
from
mhm,
two
mhm.
different states, that too in the age of 20s, we need to discuss because most of the 20s is not responsible for the election and all. They are just going and voting just like that. So they should be responsible because future is in the hands of youngsters and the people in 20s. They can do whatever they want to uplift the country. uh, like most of the our friends work for the MNCs or the government employees also is there in our friends group, so they are contributing to the country. So you have the responsible, you should took over the responsible, or what to say, you should not wait for the opportunity, you should grab the opportunity. Like that, you should grab the
Grab the opportunity.
responsibilities. The responsibility won't come
True, true,
to you.
true,
You should grab that responsibility and take the responsibility. That is what I want to
true.
give a small advice to the people like us, that too in 20s. That's it.
We need to stand for ourselves. Whatever we are doing as people, as the new generation that is coming into being the backbone of the country, we need to stand for ourselves because our actions are defining what is going to happen to us. So whenever we are doing something, do it with the entirety of the scenarios that are happening, that can happen to you in your mind.
Yeah.
So when you, let's say, vote, now you voted for first time. Let's say we are in 20, you
Yeah.
voted for the first time. Right? When we voted, we should have considered these XYZ possibilities, and so we should be responsible for our own benefits, like how this is going to change us in the future. So this taking ownership of what is going to happen to ourselves is something that I think is very important. I think it's not really related to this, but I do think taking responsibility for yourself is very important at this juncture, considering every single thing.